The Pope Leo stocks are up so high. This Pope is so based. Oh my God. I grew up Pentecostal. I never paid attention to Catholicism or any of the popes until this recent pope because I was old enough to actually know what's going on. But he has said a lot of great things that I agree with. And today, he's essentially declared the church's stance on artificial intelligence. It reads, humanity created by God in all of its grandeur is today facing a pivotal choice, either to construct a new Tower of Babel or to build the city in which God and humanity dwell together. In Jesus Christ, this humanity in its grandeur becomes the way, the truth, and the life, opening the path for each of us to grow towards fullness. I've had thoughts, and to give you some background, I use AI in my work, so I'm not a stranger to it. I'm not someone who's like anti-AI just because it's AI. However, I am deeply aware, first and foremost, even before AI bots, let's put AI bots, AI misinformation aside for a second, and all of the weird, pornography that AI produces off to the side for a second. Since about 2005, figures like Steve Bannon and other right-wing strategists, they found out, and you can see this in the Epstein files as well, with Epstein talking to the creator of 4chan, as he had also identified social media as a prime place to affect real-world political shifts in the favor of right-wing, fascist, anti-democratic, anti-liberal politics. We had Steve Bannon not essentially, but literally create Gamergate after seeing what he saw within the World of Warcraft community. You had Gamergate take root and really become a hotspot, one of the cores, one of the oil wells of modern online right-wing politics. All of that anti-SJW in movies and video games, all of that YouTube content and social media content and complaining, all of that outrage slop where nothing can be enjoyed anymore if it has any minority in it anywhere, that comes from Gamergate and Steve Bannon. That proved to be wildly successful. At the same time, Russia also identified social media in the West as a prime real estate for influencing politics through false social consensus. They would use that Gamergate strategy to slip in anti-liberal propaganda alongside the anti-SJW, anti-feminism, and blah, 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 all that stuff. At the same time, they also began to recognize the usefulness of artificial intelligence. And so all over Twitter and all over every social media, you see AI posts, AI bots promoting a false consensus over things that the average person doesn't actually believe. You see memes, bloated and botted likes and retweets. At the same time, you see certain tech CEOs who have almost begun to worship AI, not as a creation of man suitable for assisting man in our rote tasks, but as an almost AGI god with which they would like to replace all of humanity with. Something greater than man, something godlike. If you don't believe me, there are very many videos from people within the tech industry who have spoken to tech leadership, the tech elite. They genuinely view AI with a holy or a very religious awe. They don't view it like most of us view it, like something to help us, ask, what pair of pants should I get? What kind of clothes would look good on me? They view it as something that will replace the human mind, the human soul, the human intellect. The reason why artists hate AI so much, and a lot of people get this very wrong, they think they're just upset because AI is replacing them. Yes, that is part of the reason why artists are upset, but there's a deeper human spirit reason to why we don't like artificial intelligence replacing human artistic creativity. Art is an expression of the human soul, the human inner spirit, and the human will. To replace that with a machine, to replace that with a creation, it seems perverse. Yes, it's cheaper. Yes, it's faster. And yes, AI already does do better artwork than many artists, and in the future, it will only get better. All of those criteria have been met. It still doesn't take away the fact that the human spirit, the human soul, was not involved in creating that artwork, and there's something perverse about it. There's something nasty. Even though it's faster and it's more helpful, there's something nasty about the fact that many people are starting to go on Grokpedia to look up information. Elon Musk said he wanted to rewrite the entire human corpus of information. You know how much power that gives an individual? They can begin to subtly slip in untruths alongside these Grokpedia articles so that when you search up, January 6th, you see some things missing that would sway your mind one way or another. You see some truths missing, lies through omission, and so on and so forth. And it's only going to get worse. Now, the Pope wrote an entire, little journal, or I don't know what it's called. Sorry, Catholics. I just don't know the terminology. I'm trying to be respectful. I don't know what these are called. It's an encyclical letter. I guess that's the terminology for it. It's very long. I'm not going to read it here for you. You can go click on the tweet, read it, go into all the sources. Very good. I love to see this sort of thing. This is the reason why I'm not anti-AI. It's clearly a blessing when it has been restrained properly. Unfortunately, right now, it's not being restrained, and there are too many forces at hand who will it to not be restrained. This has just been something that's been on my mind for a while, and I didn't have the words to put into place how exactly I felt about AI, where I see its usefulness and I use it myself, but I also see something very dark and perverse and almost civilization destroying about it.